Ou deixa sua bunda ardendo, ou dá tapa, 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 cara.
Welcome to Empowerment Unleashed Now, exploring your inner authority. I'm Michele Jones.
And I'm Scott Collins.
And this is the place to connect with your highest, most essential self, your most empowered self, where you can explore your inner authority and learn from others and learn more about yourself.
We talk with fascinating people from all walks of life about transformation, healing, hypnosis, astrology, physical experience of being human, and heart-centered living.
We're so thankful that you're here with us. Let's dive right on in.
Hello, listeners from across the globe. I'm Noah, an entrepreneur, a world traveler, a music lover, and I'm joined today by two people that are very special to me. My spiritual mentors, Michele R. Jones and Scott A. Collins.
Oh.
I've been wanting to talk to you guys for a while about just a lot of different things. But I figure today we can go Rogan style and just see where the conversation goes. Scott, you're a musician, and I have had the opportunity to see you perform live a few times. And I want to talk about individuality and empowerment as it relates to that, because a lot of your work as a musician and the album Purple Pain, right?
It's one of them. Yeah.
It's one of them that I experienced came out of a breakthrough experience you did with Michele in the desert. So, Scott, can you just tell us, like, what was your intention behind that experience and that pilgrimage into the desert?
Well, that was a doozy, wasn't it, Michele?
It was awesome.
Yeah. The breakthrough really about that record was the ability and the courage, the bravery to put it out, to release it. It was actually already created based upon some life experiences I'd had in the couple years or so leading up to that. But yeah, we went to Lake Havasu and through many hours of deep trance meditation, some plant psychedelic therapy, the whole deal, I was able to really access the bravery necessary to put that out and to start becoming my own artist after many decades of being an artist with other people, like as a side person.
Yeah. So that really launched your solo career.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. It's interesting, Scott, because, we jam on astrology a lot, and I feel like I see your chart in your music.
Oh, cool.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I definitely do. I mean, Shit and Tears, man, that's a Pisces jam, if you ask me. As somebody who spent a lot of time with them.
Yeah.
But
And I'm Pisces moon.
a Pisces,
So
exactly.
but that's your emotions, your internal terrain, your feelings.
That song hurts me so much.
Yeah.
It just, that song, I just want to cry when I hear that song because I know the song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in a different way.
You want to shed tears when you hear it?
Ugh, no, I just want, for so many reasons, like, sorry, but not like a chick title. Like, not a chick title. It's like, oh my God, no.
Well, every time I perform it, I feel that way too.
Precious brother.
I learned, Scott, that I was like blown away when you told me that the man Lewis in the song is also you.
Yeah.
So,
Words out now.
so what's going on there? Is that like your higher self? Is that like,
Well, yes. Yeah. I mean, I think whenever we try to access as a creator in any regard, as an artist, especially with music, anytime we're accessing that expression, we're really trying to do it through our higher self and like find that version of ourselves. There was some literal stuff in that song as far as that being a nickname for me, somebody. And so it was like a third person view of my life, a bird's eye view of my own life by myself. So maybe I was my higher self watching what was happening.
Yeah.
The observer position, right?
Totally.
Like that's like one of the most powerful positions that you can take from like a neuro-linguistic programming standpoint.
For sure. Yeah.
Because you really can create some space between you and the experience. And sometimes when experiences can be really emotional, you can have these absolute aha breakthroughs through that kind of perspective.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think that song is just such a reflection.
For sure. And it was even like not only lyrically, but like tonally and performancely, like it's a breakthrough in itself. It's pretty cool we're talking about this song, actually.
Yeah.
Great question, because it's like an epic 7-8 minute long song. And that is the one song that like cracked. It was like the Genesis block of me becoming the new me.
And I see your
And I-
Leo in it too, Scott. And even the kind of like Wild West, like I don't give a fuck vibe, you know.
That's the desert.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah. So Leo Ascendant, this is cool bringing the astrology into it. So like the Pisces moon was the emotions and the feelings feeding the creativity. And then the, yeah, I guess my Leo Ascendant is how it's performed.
Yeah.
The bravery part, bro.
The external
Yeah.
like messenger passing the message along aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The oracle.
Yeah. My second favorite of your songs is The Town Went Out on Us.
Mm-hmm.
That I feel a lot of Taurian energy in that. You know, we Taurians, we love a good time. You know, we love experiences. You know, and it just reminds me of my days in Medellin, being out late until 3 a.m., driving around on motorcycles, like just living it up. You know, the weather's beautiful, the people are beautiful, you know, meeting these people from what must have been past lives, you know. So as I listened to that jam, I was like, oh, this resonates.
Yeah.
That's my favorite song on Scott's album.
Really?
Yeah. One of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it is. We don't go out on the town. It goes out on us. True.
So speaking of travel, Michelle, you just got back from Costa Rica.
Literally not even 24 hours.
What was it like?
Oh, it's just like, so there's this expression, and if you don't know what to answer someone, just say pura vida, which is pure life. And so that's pretty much like the best way to explain like Costa Rica is it's just teeming with life from the nature, like what Pachamama has to give you. But the people are also just a very gentle people, you know. They're pretty serene, and you know, you're in a third world country, although as Americans, we know so many people that have been to Costa Rica, and it's on so many people's lists of like, hey, I want to go, I want to do. And then when you drive, because one of the things that I like to do is I like to, if I go to a country, I want to experience the people.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
right.
Or else, like, why go to the country, you know? And so one of the things that I love about Costa Rica is it reminds me of old time California. And it's just really like, it's still wild. The landscape, you know, and it's green season right now, which is a very polite way to continue tourism. It's the rainy season.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I forgot because it's been a minute since I've been there during rainy season, like, you know, September, October transition. I was there, you know, and literally it just rained at night. So it was just the perfect balance of you got from off of the mountains, these beautiful like thunderstorms with like lightning and just like a constant like gentle rain. Sometimes it was a little bit more intense, the rain, but it wasn't this tropical crazy. So it was just pure life. It was the food was incredible, because you're eating things from the sea. Their fruit is like one of their national treasures, right? Fruit stands. You can see like all of these great documentaries on fruit stands,
Yeah.
which will show you a lot about these people and who they are.
What you spent a lot of time with God, Michele, in Costa Rica.
I did.
What is one thing you got in, like one download that just stands out to you as we're here in Libra season?
What was really interesting was that I was closer to raptors than I had ever been before.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that ChatGPT is really quite good at is identifying birds.
Oh,
If you take a
interesting.
picture.
Yeah.
Like it might ask you prompts like, hey, like, where are you? Are you at the beach? Are you at the mountains?
Mhm.
Like what part of Costa Rica? Because it's helping to narrow down. Like they have so many species there, right?
Right.
So I saw a yellow-headed caracara who literally was like on my veranda
Yeah.
having just like a chat with me when I was in prayer. And so I was, just like, okay, I've never been this close, like literally the distance like I am like from Scott. And the bird was speaking to me. And so I was like, okay, friend. I was like, it's really nice to meet you. It was like a very unique experience. I had been that close to two toucans at two different times.
Yeah.
But the toucan, one was a flyby that almost like his big nose almost took off my much smaller nose compared to his nose.
Yeah.
And then the other time, like one literally was sitting the same place I was staying in the bushes.
Wow.
So the message, and then I saw the female yellow-headed caracara.
Mm.
So the message that I got in is that we're all the messengers. We are all like given these synchronicities, these opportunities directly in front of us, just like God placed like these birds, these incredible birds, like in front of me.
Yeah.
We all have that ability to receive the messages.
Yeah.
That was like the coolest message of all.
Yeah. That's profound, Michele. Wow.
Because it was talking to me, right? The bird's like talking to me. So I was supposed to be receiving like from the bird. Like I wasn't doing anything. I was totally thinking of you. Like, and when we were like talking about Libra season and the fractals of Libra, bro. And I was like,
yeah,
here I am. Receive. And I'm talking about, I don't know if somebody was possibly feeding the birds because I had 3 different encounters with them.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really interesting.
Do you think that our natal chart gives us information about where we can maybe have stronger aptitude at being the messenger, our fractal version of the messenger that we each are?
Yeah. I mean,
Is that I like some information probably, huh? I'm just thinking out loud about that. I'm like looking for net fives in our chart, looking for like
look for your Gemini, your Mercury, look for your 5s and what kind of adds up to 5 or nets to 5. Right?
I wonder about 5-degree orbs between things too could be probably information if you have stelliums or you have multiple things in one sign. If there are any 5-degree orbs, that might be an area of specialty.
Scott, what stelliums do you have? Because you have a stellium in Virgo, Michele, which makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Capricorn.
Really?
Fuck,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, I see. That's why I answered Capricorn about Scott. Like
I've had all the things.
Yeah. Yeah.
From my sun to my Black Moon Lilith.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your midheaven?
But mom's got Taurus. 2-degree Taurus. I'm sorry, 2-degree Taurus is my Mars. My midheaven, I think, is 6. Libra ruled 6-degree Taurus.
6-degree Taurus.
Yeah, it's my midheaven.
Wow.
So my Mars is right on that cusp of it.
So you're Capricorn AF.
Capricorn AF, yeah, because my Mercury's at 3.
Yeah.
And my sun is at 9 with a 6-degree orb there too, which is a good complementary orb. I think like 3 and 6-degree
Yeah.
orbs are, from what I understand, pretty harmonious
Yes.
orbs, because the 3, vibrates with beliefs and like in a Jupiter's vibe, expanding the harmony of the orb. And then 6 is harmonious. I mean, Libra is harmony.
Tom Parsons told me that, like, because I'm a Capricorn rising, and he's like, that's where you get your natural work ethic. Like, it just so is that a trait of Capricorn?
For sure.
And Virgos.
And Virgos.
both.
They love to work.
Mm-hmm.
Just were made to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we almost have different definitions of work. Like
Yeah.
we do, because like I'll say like work like as like a discipline. Like I even have different words. Like discipline means something different to me. Discipline means like a ritual and a routine.
Yeah.
Whereas other people, like discipline means like cracking a belt or cracking a ruler on your fingers. But like to a Capricorn, discipline means it's like it's your ritual, your routine. It's like meditation. It's like a yoga. Like the word yoga is a lifestyle. And then like a discipline is like a routine of your lifestyle.
But it's sacred, and you
But
don't
it's sacred. It's not like a disciplinarian, like a nun with a ruler.
But no, not at all. But trying to
isn't that wild? And work has different connotations too. To I think some of us than it does other. Work is purpose. Sometimes to Capricorn or Virgo, like work is your life's motive. It's not like what you're clocking in and out of.
Well, Virgo it's also to create beauty, like for the earth also. Like, there is like
what's the difference between Virgo and Capricorn? Or, I don't want to say Virgo and Capricorn. I get Capricorn and Taurus confused. Seems like
we're talking about all 3 of the earth signs, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's why, because their vibration is similar but different. Just like the water signs, similar but different, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so water, I feel more comfortable talking about just because of my sun, being that I'm 11 degree, a Virgo degree, but red for Cancer. So like Cancerians, we were talking about this earlier, Noah.
Yeah.
Because
yes.
I was like, Cancers can be like violent. Like they're pinchers. Pinch. Because they like really, and they have like a hard shell because they're tender.
Well, the
inside.
thing, so like just astrology for dummies or astrology 101. One of the things that you do for me, Michelle, which helps me so much, is I'm like, Michelle, give me an example of an unhealed Pisces.
Right. Totally.
Give me an example of an unhealed Cancerian.
Yeah, that was what you said to me. What is the unhealed Cancer? And I was like, oh, they could be a little bit like violent, like breaking things, dramatic. Yeah. And I think there's a difference too between June Cancerians and July Cancerians. And I think that the July Cancerians have more influence on the sun, like on them, like North America in particular, which I think shines a light on it. So they have some greater awareness.
What is the United States?
Meaning North America, like in July, the sun.
They're a second decan 13 degree.
13 degree
Cancer. 13 degree Cancer. So Aquarius ruled degree. So like revolutionary. I mean, 13 is like revolutionary degree.
Yeah. But there's a lot of light.
Yeah.
Like then just because you're starting to approach like Leo season, you know what I'm saying? So there's a difference I find just month to month. Like if you look at, I was reading something about Aquarians that are in January versus Aquarians that are in February, and how like January Aquarians are more similar.
Yeah.
To, like
the
Capricorn.
Well, that plays into the decan philosophy of like the first decan or the first 10 days is more about the
cultivation of self.
I was going to say, what is the word I'm looking for? It's like the duty is cultivation of self, and then the middle decan is cultivation of your close relationships, so interpersonal relationships.
That's beautiful.
Is a way.
It's a beautiful word.
Community and collective. If you're like a third decan, it's like the collective. A more mass duty. So that would explain, like in each sign, that like you have those like major differences. And you could probably even, I bet if you look even further, like regardless of sign, there's going to be similarities of like people just born in first decans versus second and third that would be as synonymous as being in the same sign.
Correct.
Yeah.
That was something at Unite the Light that was interesting that they did as like a social, like, get together kind of thing, get to know people.
Yeah.
And so it was like all of the 1 degrees, this little group, like all of
That's
the 3.
fun.
So it was
Yeah.
really interesting to see the similarities in the archetypes, like across the different consciousness and the signs.
Yeah.
But how strong the numerical representation, the degree.
Do you guys find that you're naturally orbiting around certain signs in life more than others? Right? So like for me, I feel like I'm around a lot of Geminis. I'm around a lot of Capricorns. And I don't know if it's because I'm focused on the business community. Whereas like, you, Scott, you probably run into more Leos than I do, or more Cancerians in the music world. Have you guys found that?
For me in my life in the beginning, the first sign that I was very aware of that was very different to me were Aries. But I had like a lot of Aries friends. Like
Is this when you were in your 20s, Michelle, or when was
just even when I was a kid. It was when I was a kid, and I just realized like all my friends, like a lot of them had birthdays like clumped together.
Yeah.
Like maybe 4 people, like out of a group of like 8 of us or something. And I was like, that's really interesting. And then I started to experience just very light awarenesses of, I guess, patterns in people that were reflecting states of consciousness.
Right.
And in college, like, getting into like Jung and stuff, like I think that I've always gravitated to a wide variety throughout the zodiac. I have like all friends, all different signs, like, and represent, so many different like facets, within myself that I think are reflected back. But so for me, has it changed over the years? Probably the awareness of who I'm interacting with changed more than the actual people changing. That's my guess. Because I wasn't aware. I wasn't awakened to this.
Yeah.
What about you, bro?
I mean, before I was awakened to it, I evidently had attracted, whether it be like through pre-birth contracts or like post-birth contracts, a Taurus, a lot.
A lot of Taurians.
Yeah, a lot of Taurians. And then that was part of my awakening, was realizing so many Taurians in my life. And then like looking into what that was and what their similarities and behavioral traits and everything happened to be. And then, which, leads to an investigation of yourself.
Right.
And then an awareness starts sitting in. And then a lot of kids are in my midheavens in Taurus. Yeah. So that was, that vibed, and it made sense. And I then quickly recognized, a lot of Cancers, which is also interesting that I've attracted a lot of that, because my Saturn, which rules Capricorn, is in Cancer.
Yeah.
So like my Saturn, which rules my sun sign, was born in opposition, somewhat in opposition to my sun. So that was an interesting thing for me to draw a lot of. Attract a lot.
My Saturn sits in Aries.
For the full 360, conceptualization.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. My Saturn sits in Aries, so I'm wondering if early in life are those like kind of your first teachers. Like a Saturn is like kind of like the teacher.
True.
Just to go down this rabbit hole real quick. What is it? Satoshi Nakamoto?
Yeah.
Satoshi Nakamoto.
What do y'all get in? Yeah.
I think it's a great name.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. We're
I
all
think it's
Satoshi.
collective.
No,
We're all Satoshi.
We're all Satoshi.
We're all Satoshi.
That's a t-shirt that
Uh,
does exist.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't they build like a statue in like, I think it's Budapest?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think there might be one in Switzerland now as well.
Really?
There are
Wow.
a couple now. Yeah.
Interesting.
There is one in Budapest. Yeah.
It's a shame that they're all in the EU. Too bad.
But it is,
Help
of
them
course,
going in El
like
Salvador.
Yeah.
an anonymous face.
Right.
Because for those that don't know, the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto is unknown.
Mm. Mm. But we're all Satoshi.
Yes.
Like it's collective.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Similar to how some people believe that Q and the Anons were like a military collective. And I get that that gets into like conspiracy stuff, but at the same time, there's a collective embodiment of a lot of like knowledge and wisdom potentially
Yeah.
that came from a lot of different places to produce what you have access to.
Yeah. That's
Like it's
fascinating. So I've been going down this Bitcoin rabbit hole. And it's one of those things where I've been obsessed with the stock market for years, but have only now just like a light switch, like
yeah.
getting into crypto, and I feel called to participate. It's fascinating to me.
It's not a rabbit hole, Noah. You've actually crawled out of the hole into the light.
Yeah, I received that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. It's like the allegory of the caves.
Yeah,
Mhm.
You've seen the light.
Yeah.
for sure.
We've come out.
You've gone through the rabbit hole.
It just,
Right on.
I'm telling you,
Coming out.
and I'll say this, like I was about to make an investment decision that was
Yeah.
involving a decent chunk of money. And, for me, I was looking to, do some real estate stuff, which I think is
But you will. But
Yeah.
you will. You will soon in the right place.
for sure. But like I was driving, and I think that's my Sag stellium. When I gotta be moving. Like
Yeah.
I go on these long walks, or like when I drive, it's just like boom.
I love the Taurus in the woods.
The Taurus in the wood. So happy.
Noah
out
sends
there.
me these maps of his little wood walks. I love the maps.
Yes. And I feel like for me, Shelby Park is like a sacred path.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Like
For sure.
I'd be interested if there was some indigenous. I don't know what was going on over there, but there's something.
Well, the river, a lot of
River.
commerce, a lot of flow, a lot
That's a
of
good point.
beginnings.
Do we know?
We do now.
It's the Cumberland, right? Cumberland. Yeah. Cumberland, the river. Like, is there another river we're not talking about?
The sea geography is not up to
Yeah.
par.
Well, the Cumberland's not really up to par, so it all kind of fits together now.
Indeed.
It's going to become more beautiful, actually. Big news.
Yeah.
Steiner Lift, the ugly in our skyline in Nashville, is going ciao. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a marina.
Wow.
It's going to be
For all these
beautified.
Wow.
years. Wow.
Wow. So with I was on the move, and I knew that I wanted to get into Bitcoin,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of programming around there's a lot of collective programming.
Been out.
Exactly. And so in people like Dave Ramsey, who had been like great mentors to me,
Mhm. I feel that.
are against, crypto, right? In most ways.
Has
But
he taken that stand against it?
his perspective is it's like gambling.
Wow.
Which-
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's like gambling. But
Warren Buffett has had a similar stance for a long time.
Interesting.
and I'm a history lover. And that's where I get a lot of clarity as I look at the past and I go, where are we?
Yeah.
And so I feel like you can't really truly appreciate Bitcoin unless you do some research and learn how.
Okay, so total disclaimer. We're not advising, we're not suggesting, we're not recommending, we're not financial planners. Don't even listen to us. Just do your research.
Exactly. Do your research, people.
We're tossing you, Dave Ramsey and Warren Buffett.
Exactly. I'm the CEO of Black.
You reality.
Do your research. No, because that is like, so Scott like motivated me.
Yeah, and y'all inspired me.
And then you became inspired by it, which inspired me even more,
Yeah.
And I just think that, especially after travel to Costa Rica.
Which, how does it work? Bitcoin is legal tender?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In El Salvador and Costa Rica.
Buy a
So
beer.
You
with
can like,
Bitcoin.
My house.
yeah, you can transact in it there if the businesses choose to. Yeah.
Wow. So,
Yeah.
so it's fascinating to me because if you understand the history of money and what money is and how it works, Bitcoin makes a lot more sense. Like what really clicked in my brain is when people are like, Bitcoin's like digital gold. It's like a commodity. I'm like, okay, my brain understands that. I mean, I know that's like super
No,
dumb.
not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like even like to digress a little bit with your earlier question about Satoshi Nakamoto and like the possibilities of where this Bitcoin thing came from in the coding, you have to also tip our hat to the possible culprits of Satoshi Nakamoto, which would be the cypherpunks, who were a group, some known, some not known.
That's why I was saying you in the Anons.
That went into and really fought in the very early stages, like in the 80s and 90s, for the right to code.
Yeah.
For treating code
Yeah.
as like the freedom of speech, so that you can code.
And why would they?
And really, they were true mystics, seeing in the crystal ball of like knowing as coders what this could mean for the future of our species and like really of our planet and species, whether we have the right to code or not. And because ultimately Bitcoin is code.
Right.
And it is code that was created with gold as a commodity, as a major influence, but then also other things like taking that idea, but actually really in almost a galactic way, more perfecting it, something that you could transact not just on Earth with, and something that is finite, and something that it's what looks fallible about it makes it actually infallible.
Correct.
A transparent blockchain, a transparent ledger. So but then it's also private, but you can also make public statements on it, such as the first Genesis block was a very blatant statement, chancellors bail out banks right there. So like you can, I mean, beyond just like, it can help us get on a decentralized currency that levels the playing field of the whole planet. It also, like in a civil rights way, for countries that, third world countries where you don't have credit cards or banks, that kind of thing. Like if you have a smartphone, you can be on the same playing field with the United States, first world countries.
Which is why in El Salvador, the surfer that went down there started this whole concept and gifted the El Salvadorian people because he had surfed there and wanted to do something for the community. And so he gifted them Bitcoin.
And what's that country that was like quietly investing for years? Bhutan or something?
Bhutan
has like $750 billion in Bitcoin reserve or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's fascinating to me that, like, if I personally am getting pushback on this now, like I have so much respect for the people back in like 2010, 11, 12.
Scott, did you get in 2010?
I was aware of it, and I was made aware in 2012.
Okay.
When I found out about it.
Did you dive in? I can't recollect what you had said to me.
I did not invest in it then.
Okay.
It was a lot more difficult to do so. Then.
Sure.
So
yeah.
not only
they had like Coinbase back then?
No.
Like exchanges did not even
No
exist.
exchanges.
So like you had to like, how to get and create a cold wallet. I probably would have, but it was very tedious.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel confident enough in my tech savvy to do.
Yeah, rightfully so.
But like, just like you said, like I could easily kick myself, be like, damn, why didn't I?
When did
But
you
then
enter?
a few years later.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever exchanges did start
Yeah.
happening, and there had already been the rise and fall of a major exchange.
Yes.
Mount Vox was the name of it, and like there was an exchange that came out, but then was hacked. Like there's been like a lot of waves of stuff, and like many times where people, again, if not informed, you could think that it was a fallible thing, but really it was the institutions and not the code itself that was fallible.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is now starting to get more and more and more out as you see it always survive anything, because there was, even just what was it, 3 years ago, there was another major exchange situation where it crashed because the CEO was corrupt, not because not because they're holding. Well,
Sam Bankman.
yeah, I was just calling any names out there.
Yeah, names. Calling out the people that backed it. Yeah. People lost a lot of money.
Yep.
Why should we not? He's in prison for it.
Sure.
Should we?
Yeah. And also, like, there's like the bad poster.
No, he was like your age.
Of good code.
Seriously?
Yeah, you need to look him up, dude.
So I saw an ad, just real quick. So I saw an ad on YouTube because, of course, the algorithm knows I'm into crypto, right? And I saw an ad for like this steel tube, and it had like these numerical little things. I'm assuming that's the code for your cold wallet, right? Because the big thing with the cold wallet is you don't want to write it down. You don't want to put it in the notes section of your iPhone.
Right.
So this manufacturer was like, what's something that can't erode? Steel.
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you could keep often people will keep their 12 or 24 word seed phrase also engraved or something, or like, you can actually keep your full wallet encrypted address in that way.
And how do you access that? Like, do you log into a portal or something, or?
Yeah, just you plug it in, just any internet service, and you can access it.
Wow.
Anywhere you have internet.
During the pandemic, when I was in Costa Rica for an extended period, there were these guys that were in their 20s that had been traveling Central, and South America, doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But they were traveling exclusively on Bitcoin. And so they had gotten into it in 2015 when they were kids, right? They made money, and then by their early 20s, they were like, all right, we're going to travel the world. And, they were just buying electric scooters, doing that. And they were so excited that in Costa Rica, they could use their Bitcoin because people were taking it kind of under the radar covertly as exchange for, tender, which was cool.
Very.
So it's I have a friend who got in very, very early on. He got in in the 2015 range.
Wow.
And it was running his little boutique hotel for him in Costa Rica when the pandemic really messed people up. But at that time, there were some waves, the halving, the process.
I think a lot of waves. Yeah, up and down.
Yeah.
Well, we just had one last year, so the next one would be 3 years from now.
You just had it.
Yeah, they're happening every 4 years.
Maybe.
Every 4 years is how it always until the end of time.
Always.
Until you're literally having 0.0080001, at that point it'll kind of become obsolete. But for the next probably, I don't know, we may have close to 100 years, I guess, but also it's just going to get more and more and more marginalized. But the code does it every 4 years.
And as of this recording, which is October 5th, 2025, the highest Bitcoin has ever been up until this point is 124?
Roughly, yeah.
Roughly. And I think we just surpassed that, didn't we?
It's tipping at that now. It had hit that a couple months ago or so, and then dipped a little. But now, as we're recording this, it's tapping on that door.
Gotcha.
Again.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very good.
Interesting. What are you both? We asked this question on the EUN podcast. I'll start with you, Michelle. What are you feeling most empowered about in your own life? You just came back from Costa Rica. It was a transformative time.
Yeah. I'm probably feeling most empowered right now, believe it or not, about my embodiment, which is really interesting for me to say because, I've had this healing kind of for a while happening, but I actually feel like there is some kind of a rejuvenation. I feel like I almost I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like I'm taking like a U-turn somehow
Yeah.
and going like in another direction, like with my health. But it, time is not what we think it is
Yeah.
and what it is. And so there's some kind of renaissance that I'm having around my embodiment and just like how I'm caring for myself and letting go of some of the rigidity.
Mm-hmm.
Especially as women, a lot of times we can get very rigid about things that I think men with like their food and their nutrition and their supplementation aren't traditionally as rigid, which is why I think men actually die a little bit younger because they let things go longer.
Yep.
But in a way, it's like kind of cool to not be so tight about it all.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of feeling it's like a really, I didn't expect to answer that, but that's what
That's beautiful.
I feel like it's a kind of cool thing to be able to.
And I just want to interject because for all three of us, 2025 has been a wild ride.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No.
One of the most transformative, not the most transformative, but one of the most transformative years of my life.
For sure.
In a good way, but a lot of, use a Capricorn word, a lot of intentional effort and work
Yeah.
has gone into, like, I would say the other thing I feel super empowered about is self-love. I feel like a year ago, like that was not this foundation that now it's a non-negotiable for me,
Yeah.
which is really kind of cool.
Mhm.
So I think those are good things to feel empowered about.
Yeah. How about you, Scott?
I would.
You can copy answers. It's okay, bro.
I feel like at the moment I feel most empowered about my belief systems.
Right on.
And
That's great.
my uniqueness and like one of my belief systems is like to via self-love for myself, then also inspire to be and inspire anyone to be as and lean into their uniqueness, their unique identity and sovereignty as they are, as one of a kind as they can be.
Yeah.
And like to be brave enough to define and embrace your own belief systems and to allow them, give them the space to expand, receive their expansion. I guess I would put it right now in Libra season.
Yeah. And to maintain a belief even when it isn't always popular,
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's my 14.
Yeah.
Unpopular, maybe like unpopular opinions, being brave enough to have an unpopular opinion or belief system when it's not necessarily the majority.
I feel that.
When you can feel it
I had some
tipping.
14 degrees. My Jupiter system will go at 14.
Yeah, me too. Jupiter 14s. Me also.
Yeah.
My expansion is in the messages that I think I receive.
Yeah. Wow, that's wild that we both have Jupiter 14. That's pretty deep for considering what we do. Yeah.
But it makes sense too. Because we think we're twinsies, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say I'm feeling most empowered, and Michelle, you'll appreciate this because it's come up a lot in the higher self work we've done together is not ascribing, I don't even know how to describe it, but for me, this means so much. Not ascribing valencies to things, right? Like if something happens, it happened. It's not always a matter of good and bad, right and wrong. It happened.
Yeah.
And trusting myself to make those decisions. You know what I mean?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's like a connection to your higher self. That's like, yeah, I know I'm going to like be okay.
Yes.
And I can do things that are really different than what I've done before.
Yeah.
Totally. And that is so empowering.
Yeah. I guess when we remove our, the lint of of connotations like right or wrong
Yeah.
from decision making, it becomes a lot easier to make decisions.
It's interesting.
And like note to self right now. Thanks for sharing your empowerment because I could use that right now.
Well, and it's
Putting some decisions. So I'm like, yeah, I need to get the lint brush out.
and it,
Hey, that all-
Touch it off.
Touch it off. And then like, what does it matter? You're just making a decision. It's not like a ramification.
and another thing that I'm aware of too is like, somebody who I follow a lot is Dr. John D. Martini.
Yeah.
His work around values and valencies and seeing the neutrality in something has been so transformative for me.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things he talks about that I love is if someone were to insult me and say, Noah, you're dumb, I wouldn't be offended because I know I'm intelligent. But if somebody were to insult me in a different way, like you're not doing enough, you should be further along in your career, I would be really offended by that. So it's interesting. I'm kind of stepping back and I'm going, interesting that I have an emotional charge around certain things, because if I was certain of myself and I had confidence and acceptance in who I was, that wouldn't offend me. So I'm really doing this like inward dive,
Could also be ego. Like sometimes we confuse confidence and ego. And I think that there can be a really, like as Scott would say, a very subtle nuance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that you might be not giving yourself enough credit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I wonder if it's interesting. I was thinking about this earlier in our conversation when you were talking about the pinchers of the Cancer. I was like, but I was thinking about, okay, this is like, where can we look for sensitivities in our chart? So for you, you can maybe look, we could look, and I was thinking, I'm like, I wonder if our Cancer placements is like a little clue to our sensitivities, even if it's empty and it's just the house that it's in.
Sure.
So like, I don't know. And maybe there's more than just where your Cancer placement is, but there are other things you could look for.
Well, I think it's about your feelings. I think it's about your feelings, which is essentially the reflection of your vibration.
Yeah, it's probably, you're probably your Cancer and Scorpio.
That's what I'm going to.
I wouldn't think Pisces. I think Pisces is more of our karma and our mysticism and like almost the unconscious stuff. But like you're having conscious reactions to something, and we all would have that, like something like, you can call me what just like, I don't even care, but then you say one little thing and it hits you like a needle, so yeah, I bet that's Lilith, wherever that's at, or like
Chiron.
Lilith, Chiron placements, and then also just our Cancer and Scorpio situations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting.
So that's like midheaven stuff for you then, I guess.
Yeah, Scorpio is my midheaven.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That would track. If that comment is one that would be like a tender spot.
And midheaven is who we're also supposed to most become like.
Yeah.
In this lifetime.
Node.
And the North Node.
And
And mine, ironically, to come full circle. So Aries is my North Node when I was younger, and I realized that I had all of these Aries. My Saturn sits in Aries. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what was the other thing? Because I'm in a deep trance we were talking about. My midheaven is in Aquarius.
Yeah.
Is in Aquarius.
Time for you right now then.
Right. Like, and that's because the metaphysician is who, and ironically, This is not a good Poppy Ron story. It's not a good story about my father. I think I might have told it on Trust Your Gut, y'all, but it's a funny one.
Yeah.
So I'll do it for the comedy. So legit, when I was in college, my dad's a very practical Virgo.
Yeah.
So he just wanted me to use my mouth to make like a lot of money. And he thought that I should be, as I've said before, an entertainment lawyer. Are you kidding me? Like, I barely like entertainment, let alone the law. So anyway,
Mhm.
I said, I want to go and study the Nag Hammadi scholarship. Like they just dug up like these sacred texts, like Coptic
Yeah.
texts, like there's missing books from the Bible. He goes, what job is going to be advertised? Theologian or metaphysician needed? Like what job? Like are you going to get?
Yeah.
I was like, no, you don't like study things just to get a job. Like
Yeah.
you actually study things that you like are passionate about and you care. I had to like literally have a lunch with like my advisor to say, this person can really do something like, with scholarship and like
Yeah.
studying
Yeah.
and blah, blah, blah. But the funniest thing is that understanding my chart, I'm supposed to be most like an Aquarius, like a metaphysician when I die. I should have always been studying metaphysics, which I always have been.
Yeah.
So, like, it's interesting once you understand your celestial snowflake and you start to see your life as like making sense somehow from patterns that you chose
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
for your soul's growth.
Yeah.
That was another thing I had to make peace with in Costa Rica. Was I had to say to myself as I was kind of completing part of a healing journey, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
you can say to yourself with a degree of confidence and love for yourself that you chose this because you love yourself. I honestly think that there was part of me that believed, just being raised Judeo-Christian, that this must have happened because I had to punish myself for something.
Right. Oh, I feel that to my
Mhm.
core, Michelle. Yep. Yep.
That wasn't helping the situation at all,
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
So that was like another like layer for me that I was able to like remove.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's
okay,
like healed Chiron stuff to be able to remove that.
that's what
'Cause
I think.
or usually that type of wound or like programming comes from like a Chiron situation for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely. If that you're bringing in this is punishment because of some
Right.
religious thing.
Yeah,
What-
no way.
Yeah.
That this was a contract that my soul needed to prove that my body,
Yeah.
right? That my soul could house a body
Yeah.
that's strong enough to support my soul.
Mhm.
Mm. Wow. I love that perspective, Michelle. That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful. Um, guys, I've loved this conversation. This has been so special.
Same.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's been great.
And I have to tell you guys, like, I feel like my authentic self in these conversations and when I spend time with you guys. So thank you for giving me a space where I can ascend, really, you know?
Right back at you, Noah.
Yeah.
Thank you for creating a space where I think that Scott and I have been able to authentically create, I would say, a level of like spiritual alchemy
Mm.
for like our listeners, but within ourselves to do it first. Because anything that I even suggest that anybody should do, I better darn well have done myself.
Yeah.
Very true.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like the congruency that I feel like we've been able to create with our artistry and getting our messages like out there, you've been the conduit, Noah, that we so needed.
Mm.
So, a deep, deep, deep bow because, Scott and I, we have a combined age of like, one of those great sea turtles from Costa Rica. And we just need like the right I would say coming together with people that generationally
Yeah.
know how to broadcast the message.
Yeah.
Look,
And I
the Big
think
Bang, proof of
totally. And I love how you just recognize how it feels to be in your most authentic self. Because,
Yeah.
like, really, we only know that, right? Like, when we're really there on that vibration. And I mean, I do agree. Like, I like with humility bow that whatever energy we're creating maybe helps you access that, but it's still you accessing it.
Yeah.
And when you do that, it does affect the others around you. So it's affecting us also. And like that's, back to what I feel most empowered about. I feel like that's where we do the most for ourselves first, but then for the collective too, by being our most authentic self. So back at you, man.
Thanks, Scott. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
turn up
Yeah.
the light.
Yeah. Well, Scott, do you want to close us out with an affirmation today?
Oh, sure. Yeah. What is today? What degree are we?
October 5th.
Are we?
Oh, today we're at
We're at 12.
12. We're
What's his belief?
Vajra
Yeah.
belief day.
Okay.
Right on the eve of the full moon in Aries.
I believe in myself. I believe in my authenticity. I receive the authenticity in others, even if it's different than my authenticity. I allow myself to become the highest version of myself and trust that in doing so, others can do that as well.
Mm. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Michelle. This was great. And thank you, listeners, for tuning in.
Thank you. Thank you for being with us. We so appreciate you, Noah. This has been just awesome sauce.
Thank you.
Awesome sauce.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Empowerment Unleashed Now. Please subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform and let us know how this helped you.
Join us right here every week for another episode.